Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you how to prove sine inverse of negative x is equal to negative sine inverse of x. And tan inverse of negative x is equal to negative tan inverse of x. So, of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one. To prove sine inverse of negative x is equal to negative sine inverse of x. So first of all, let y is sine inverse of negative x. So now if I take sine on both sides, so this means that sine of y and we sine inverse of sine negative x, so we cancel the sine out. So that becomes negative x. And we know that sine of y is equal to negative x. So sine is negative. So it will be in either third quadrant or fourth quadrant. But we know that the range of inverse sine is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. And inclusive, or negative 90 degrees. Let me just write up here, negative 90 degrees to 90 degrees inclusive. So there you go. So therefore the answer should be in the fourth quadrant, because fourth quadrant is within the range of inverse sine. Okay, so keep that in mind. So sine of y equal negative x. So this can be written as this: x is equal to negative sine of y. And we know that it is in fourth quadrant. So this angle here, if you like, is negative y. So in another word, negative sine of y is exactly the same as sine of negative y. So x is equal to sine of negative y. So if you think about it, sine of negative 60 is exactly the same as negative sine of 60. Because 60 degrees is within the range of the inverse sine function. So keep that in mind. So now what I do is I take inverse sine on both sides. So that means sine inverse of x. So with sine inverse of sine, it cancel out. So give me negative y. So therefore, y must be equal to negative sine inverse of x. And we know that y, this y here, is equal to this. So now let me just substitute that in. So that means, therefore, sine inverse of negative x is equal to negative sine inverse of x. So there you go. So sine inverse of negative x is equal to negative sine inverse of x. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How do you go? So let me just go through it with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So first of all, we let y is equal to tan inverse of negative x. So if I take tan on both sides, so this means that tan of y is equal to negative x. And we know that tan of y equal negative, so it will be in either second or fourth quadrant. So let me just draw it out here. So it's either in this quadrant and in this quadrant. But we know that the range of the inverse tan is from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, excluding, okay? Remember that. So that is negative 90 degrees and 90 degrees, if you like, in degree. So therefore, it has to be fourth quadrant. So there you go. So this is y. And tan of y is negative x. So this means that x is equal to negative tan of y. And because it is in the fourth quadrant, so this means that negative tan of y is the same as tan of negative y. So that is x. So there you go. Now if I take inverse tan on both sides, or arctan if you like, so tan inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of negative y. So that cancel out. So that becomes negative y. So this means that y is equal to negative inverse tan of x. And we know that y is equal to this. That is y. So therefore, tan of negative x is equal to negative tan inverse of x. So there you go. Please remember this for me, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.